Hello survivors, and welcome back to the Flame and the Flood. So we've just gotten ourselves a little outfitted, the raft, we got our shelter on, and I think our next step will be going down the river and try and get a motor. So let's get back into it and resume. So we do have a broken bone. I wonder if we can make a... No, we can't make a splint. Okay. I was hoping we could kind of fix that right away. Oh. Okay, I'm remembering where we left off. I know we pretty much cleared this place out. I'll just take a little search just to make sure we did. If that's empty... Nope. No, maybe we didn't actually go through here. Okay, let's see what we can find then. I know one of the things we want to keep an eye out for are a few saplings, just so that we can get ourselves a splint made, and then we also need a little bit of flint to be able to remake that knife we lost. Oh, well, we got a boar here. Got to be careful of that as we go around. We've already got one broken bone. Let's try not to get a little more. And just keep doing a little searching. Now, it was either in the last episode or a couple of episodes ago, I was trying to figure out what else I could really talk about for you. As we're kind of going along and just going through a little bit of a rhythm for the things. And one of the things I mentioned earlier was about music. So I thought I'd just talk a little more and expand about kind of my taste and hopefully hear a little bit more about what you guys like for your music taste too. So I was a big advocate of music fitting the setting. And I mentioned a little bit how certain trailers and that will use certain song fits well. Oh. Don't even have the knife to break that down. Might as well leave that behind. But along with that, there are also a few other musicians I really... Oh, there's the boar we ticked off somehow. There are a few musicians that I really like listening to on YouTube, and they really know how to play to the themes they're trying to get really well. So the first one I'm going to mention is... The channel goes by Miracle of Sound, but the musician's name is Gavin... I believe it's Dunn. D-U-N-N or D-U-N. Something like that. And he's very good. His songs are some of the best that I listen to, and I'm always eager when he puts something new out. The majority of what he puts out are all kind of game-related, or... Well, I say game-related, but not like he's doing covers of them. He's making his own songs using the subject matter in the games as kind of the lyrics and the tone for the music. And they are some really, really great tracks to listen to. One of my favorites probably has to be... Put those back, I think that's everything. Sorry about getting a little distracted there. But one of my favorites has to be one he released a while ago, and it came out just in November, called Pawns of War. It was for the Battlefield 1 release, but it had such a good rhythm with the drumming in it and the lyrics. It really matched up with subject matter of World War I, and it felt like it was a perfect release for how Remembrance Day was coming up. That is one of my favorites, and I'd really recommend listening to that if you have a little bit of time to be able to look him up on YouTube. I'll probably even leave a link to his channel in the description, just so that way it's easier to find him and take a look. He's done a few other ones. His Witcher songs have also been really good. Wake the White Wolf is a superb one to listen to and enjoy. And then one of his favorites as well that I really enjoyed was, he did a piece for Monster Hunter World. It wasn't Place in... I can't remember if it was called A Place in Nature or it was something else. I want to say it was, but I don't think it was. Maybe it was Place in Nature, but I released one for Monster Hunter World. And it was a superb song. It really captured kind of that essence of Monster Hunter in the feel of the hunt and going around exploring. It's just a really great song to listen to and really amp yourself up for, well, if you were waiting for it on PC release, it was a really good tune to listen to and get you hyped for it. Oh, there's a sapling. I don't know how many we need to make a splint. Okay, a couple of wolves. We'll deal with those in just a moment. I just want to see what we need for a splint. A stone knife. That's really starting to nip us, not having that knife. The fish hook we can't really use. And what do we have for tools? We got a lot of tainted bait in our bow. So maybe we'll use the bait and the bow and try to get one of these guys gone. Now we hit that little bug with the movement again. Like I say, the game is... Playing with Flood is still pretty good. Oh. Yeah, okay. We're wasting a lot of our arrows. Hopefully there's some good stuff here. We're at least going to be good on food after we can collect the meat. Really hoping we might get lucky and find a knife, or another piece of flint here to make that knife. Oh. Just... Ow. I was going to say, we can just see him in the shadows there. And this is where some of the game gets annoying in how they do their systems. Because they didn't solve the UI bug, you can't really see what you're doing to use the bow. Because you can't do that, you have to wait until you're not sure how long, and even aiming is off. Let's at least start patching ourselves up. Let's see what we still have. We still have another lacerate. We might as well use a stitching kit just to ration out a little bit what we use. Let's try this again and get the... We still can't get that little display of where we're aiming to show up. Probably one of the biggest gripes I have is that it could be a nice little feature to add a little bit of action into the game, but without it being properly implemented, it gets to be a little annoying. I thought I heard a boar. We've got some mulberries, so there's some free food for us. Some rags, we don't really... Yeah, you know what, we'll take the rags. We did use a few to make bandages. Just have those. And then keep doing a little look around to see. I was really hoping we could come across another thing of flint while we're here. Actually, I better take that alcohol too. We did use a couple bandages, so just so that we aren't in a deficit for that. Okay, we're a little bit settled now with everything kind of in order. We could still use some things, but we'll hopefully find them on the way as we go along. And now I'm trying to remember where we got back to. Let's see. I was talking about Miracle of Sound, some of his songs that I really enjoyed. Yeah, and then the second one I haven't talked about yet. The second one would be Aviators. I'm trying to remember how I found his music. I know I think I came across Miracle of Sounds watching Markiplier and his... It was, I believe, his Doom playthrough. One of the suggested videos came up was for Miracle of Sounds. I am terrible with trying to remember the names of things. I think it was Rip and Tear? I think that was the name of the track for it. I released that one, and that was really good to listen to and enjoy. Anyway, Aviators, I can't remember how I actually stumbled across his stuff. I know one of the first tracks of his I think I started listening to was Remains. It was his little one for Fallout 4 with one of the little side NPCs of that. And once I started listening to it, he had a lot of tracks that were really well themed, like Gavin's or Miracle Sounds. I'm not actually sure if there's a moniker they prefer to go by. I started listening to that one, and that was really enjoyable too. He does go a little bit more into the, trying to think of the wording for it, kind of the synth sound or more electric sounding stuff. That wasn't really to my taste, but some of his more Dark Souls theme songs were superb. Like, oh, I can remember all the songs themselves and kind of the contents of them so well, but when it comes to actually knowing the titles of them, they're just slipping my mind. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I would recommend just watching all of his Dark Souls songs, because they all are very well done. Oh. Oh. We have no arrows left. Ah, crap. Yeah, we'll take that and do that. Just because we could use that sapling for... Oh, wait. I was going to say we could use that sapling, but it just hit me. I think we'd need the knife to be able to make the splints. Ah. Well, let's hope we find that flint soon. Because we're kind of... No. I didn't think I was that close to it. Well, there we go. Oh, another sapling. And another sapling. Yeah, I guess we'll get a jar of gas since we're going to try for the motor this episode. And we're going to limp our way around and hopefully find a piece of flint. I didn't think it'd be this hard to come across a second one. And I only have the 2 spear traps. Why? I don't know what that would have done. Some of the bugs are still pretty annoying. Well, I'll at least get rid of the wolf that's here. Get the free bit of food from it. Let's see. There's a little thing here we can search. Just some rags. Okay, and let's keep going on our way and really hopefully we find flint soon. I know it's one of the cornerstones getting yourself made up, but I didn't realize it would be so strict as you couldn't use the steel knife as a substitute. So let's put what we can onto the raft. And that's as much as we can do there. So now we'll head off again. Pretty calm. Oh! Won't need that splint anymore. I don't think the hospital really will have anything we could really be looking for. I'd rather guarantee getting here. And we'll use the marina now. And we're going to get the motor. I figure the stove is something we'll probably get next. But we want to do something a little more interesting to be able to just have our little fun with it. Things. And do we have a jar free? Oh, we have a lot of jars free, so we'll take what gas we can. Move those back to the raft. We'll add some gas into the motor, and we'll head out. And just as we get the motor, we get a nice little soundtrack starting up again. So I think for the motor, it would be we hold E and that is what goes. But I don't think we really we'll try it out quite yet. We'll wait until there's kind of a area without rapids that we don't drive ourselves into a collision somewhere. There's good. Nope. Is it F? Nope. Maybe it's hold space? Nope. Huh. Can't remember how you use the motor. I'll actually have to look that up quickly. Let's actually do that. Let's see. Motor shift. Okay. I guess it's sort of like our sprint. That's an odd configuration of things. I think because we're doing pretty low on materials and have to be able to deal with the wolves, we'll have to be a little more selective in our stops. Oh. Although we do have some good finds. That bit of Devil's Trumpet will let us make some more tainted bait. Inventory's full. Okay, I think we have a campfire somewhere. Maybe we've already put it down. That's what we want right there. We might as well make the campfire and put it down so we can cook everything we've got. Try to sneak this in before we get rained out. And cook all the meat we can. And we'll make that tainted bait so we have another one of those. Raft hardware. I guess we'll make one more just so we can put it on the raft with what we've already used. And we'll make another thing of dandelion tea just to have the two. And that's already everything used up as well, eh? Okay. I'll take the fishing line so we can make a stitching kit. Aesop can hold on to that for us, so we're still doing good if we do ever need them again. And I think with that, we just drop a few things onto the raft and we're good to depart again. Now we'll move that over. Oh, we still have so many nuts and bolts, so I think we'll make a couple more raft hardwares. And maybe one torch, just so that way, if we have the torch out, I believe that'll keep the wolves at bay a little bit easier for us if we do get onto an island with them. So with that, we should be good to keep going. Okay, so we're going to avoid the church just because we don't need any rags or alcohol, but we will hit the hardware store right up here. And then the motor is really good for sudden turns and shifts to try to get to those destinations you really want to hit. And just see what you can find there. Dandelions. I can't see any wolves right now. Oh, never mind. Well, we were able to make... There we go. We were able to make it, not granted without a couple of little flaws, or hits on the way. But we at least put our stitching kits to use. I'm really hoping to find that flint here. So far, though, no luck. Garlic, we can't really use any of that. Get out of here. Well, I'll take your feather, but... Okay, No, just walk through a little bramble patch there. That's why we keep the aloe. And we'll get rid of that wolf hide, because we won't really be using that much anymore. Some nuts and bolts, some yucca, another quilt, some aloe, replace what we just used. Yep. I am unfortunately not seeing anything else of aid here. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, we still cannot seem to find that flint and get lucky on it. Now, the fishing line we don't really need, so we can just drop that. We'll get a jar of water, and we'll eat a little bit to keep our hunger up. So we've been making some pretty good distance, actually. We're up to 21.5 miles traveled. I don't know how much longer we'll be in the kind of town area for. We could be switching over really in a moment now. What I really need to do is hit a campsite, though. Speak of the devil. That usually has flint on it, so if we can get there, we could really kit out the raft, I'm sure. As long as we can get that second piece of flint. Nope. Nope. I don't know if we can get anything from this. Nope. I haven't done anything recently. But let's see what's here. Sapling, those are good starts. There's the fire. And that's what we've been waiting on. So we'll just quickly stop at the fire. This should clear us of that wet in just a moment. And we can cook all the meat we got. There we go. Let's see what we got here. More flint. Ask and ye shall receive. That's enough to make 2 stone knives. And our first bear, too. Oh boy. So it looks like there's a boar. And maybe able to... Oh. Yeah, you can see the bear is not happy with us. The first time I came across one is a story I'll always remember from this game. As it was the middle of the night, so you couldn't see much of anything. And all you could hear was a bunch of roaring and wolves getting... Actually, wolves yelping. So it was kind of a case of what is going on to get them in a panic. And all of a sudden you saw a wolf run downstream and this giant black mass right after it. That's one encounter I will not forget from the game. But we are going to end this episode on quite a high, and we're going to take down that bear. So that should be everything we need for that. And we'll keep the flint on there, just in case we need to make another knife later. But now we're going to take on the bear. And for that, you need a lot of resources. And you also need good positioning, too. And one more. Now there's a number of different ways you can do damage and hurt it. The best and probably least resource heavy way is 3 spear traps. There's the first. There's the second. And there's number 3. And he's not down. He's not down yet. It's more... I did not realize it was more than... Oh. I did not realize it was more than 3 spear traps to take a bear down. It's 4. Ooh. Well, good to know. And also we did it. We've taken down our first bear. It only left us with... Thankfully, that knife is going to let us make a splint. And we've used all of our spear traps up. I think it was an alright exchange considering what bear materials can be used on. Like for the boots, the gloves, the hat, the jacket, and the pants. That's all pretty much top of the game materials and clothing to have with you. And with that triumph, we're going to keep rolling on our little high. And we're going to use the motor and power our way right to the marina. Rustwater Station. So what do we want to add? We could add the stove. I think we'll start with the stove, just so that we don't even need to make campfires anymore, just tinder. I think we will do the frame or the purifier. Yeah, we've been pretty rough on the raft, so we'll give it the frame before the purifier. And we'll see if we can actually make any more frameworks. No, we can't. Okay. Well, still not bad at all. Now we'll take a peek. I was trying just to get the thing at 2. There we go. And we're sitting pretty good now. The raft is all kitted out. We just have one upgrade away from it being max. And I don't know what happened to the hardware store that was just over here. Looks like maybe we won't be able to go for it. So maybe what we'll do is next stop, that'll probably be it for this episode. We made some superb progress, we've got ourselves well kitted, and we've taken down our very first bear. So we're at 22.5 miles. I don't know what the full length of the story mode really is. I'm not going to even look that up, just because I kind of like the nice slow pace of lazily going along and seeing what's up and out there. So we'll rest off on this one here. And this has been our episode number 8 for The Flame and the Flood. So we'll just let that save, and we'll pause it right there. So thank you, survivors, for following along with the series and enjoying our little time on the river. We'll keep going, and hopefully soon we'll be going through more of the story and reaching towards the end. So remember to take care, and as always, stay alive.